There are many satisfying things in musical theatre. It's a very satisfying genre, if I do say so myself. But there is nothing more satisfying than hearing the title of a show within a show. It's a moment where you point and you go, aha! You turn to your friend and you whisper, oh, they said it, they said the thing. And sometimes these moments come within the song. These are title numbers. And with so many amazing title numbers in musicals, can you tell I really have a great intro for this one? With so many great title numbers in musicals, this does beg the question we were always going to ask. What is the best title number from a musical? There's so many, how are we going to decide? Oh wait, we can do this! Welcome back to the Versus Bracket! We're back, and this is probably the weirdest one I've ever done. This was a suggestion in the comments, and I went, oh, I really like that. It also doesn't have, like, amazing, like, synergy to compare them, but I think I found a way. So today, I have picked 32 of my favourite title numbers from musicals, and they're going to battle it one by one until we get to the end and decide my favourites. You can play along in the comments, you can tell me how wrong I am, that's the fun of the Versus Bracket. But if you haven't seen my face before, hi, I'm Ellie, I talk about theatre. I am the most chaotic theatre person on the internet. I do reviews, I do discussions, I do versus brackets, rankings, game shows, and so much more. And if any of that sounds interesting to you, please consider hitting like and subscribe. It really helps me out, helps out the channel. But let's dive in to this versus bracket. So, there's a lot to discuss. There were a lot more title numbers than I first anticipated when I started to gather songs for this list, and I had to kind of draw the lines somewhere. So, here's what I've done. I've picked 32 of my favourites. There are some really great title numbers that are missing. I'm sorry, I can't help it. But, what is a title number? Because when this was suggested in the comments, I have people say, oh, Alexander Hamilton, Way Down Hadestown, Superstar. And I'm going to be strict because there's so many. I'm going to say that I'm only accepting songs that are exactly the title of the musical. So, Carrie, that counts. Why Am I So Single? Absolutely counts. But anything that goes under or beyond the title of the musical does not count. I'll accept it if it's like prologue than the title, but Way Down Hadestown, not counting it, that's not the title. It's Hadestown, not Way Down Hadestown. Superstar, you're missing 2 words from the title, that's not a title number to me. Sure, I can see an argument as to why they're title numbers, but I have too many and I kind of have to be a little bit pedantic to get the list down and narrow it down in any way, shape, or form. The other thing is, because any number in a musical can be a title number, this is a little bit different to comparing 11 o'clock numbers. Some of these songs have a very different purpose. So what is the thing I'm ranking them by? What is the main criteria? Obviously, I'm gonna end up going with which one I like more, which one's my favourite, but like, is there, like, what's the connective tissue between a title number? And I think it is platforming the show. I think it's how does this number reflect on the show as a whole? If it has the status of having the same name as the whole show itself, it's got to have some prestige behind it. It's got to have some power. It's got to be a very impactful song. So, it's going to be based on how much I like the song, but also how much of an impact does this song have on the show as a whole. So, with that said, I have shuffled this about. We've got a random allotment, and we're going to start top of the bracket with round 1. Starting with Carrie versus Sister Act. Oh, okay. So, Sister Act, big 11 o'clock number. It is the moment of realization for Dolores Van Cartier. So, big number. Big old tick. Big old tick against important number. And I could say very much the same for Carrie as well. Carrie is more of an I Want song. Carrie is this moment and this first moment where you actually see Carrie kind of fight back and push back a little bit, even if it's kind of more reserved in her own head a bit more. This constant bullying against her, and you see how it massively affects her. I love both of these numbers, so this is a tough fight. I do feel like both of them get a strong tick in the legacy argument, and are deserving of being title numbers. So let's look at the songs themselves. I love Carrie a lot. I know little of the material from Carrie. Like, I've never seen, like, the full production, just because I haven't really had the ability to. Bring back Carrie. Bring it back. Love to see it. But this is such a bop. Like, oh my god, it's such a bop. It's on my favourites playlist, despite the fact I don't really know Carrie very well. It's a great song. And I think it takes you through so many different dynamics in her, and like the hope and the joy and the anger and the frustration. It's like it goes up and down. It's peaks and valleys. It's so fun to watch, and it really gives you a great insight into who Carrie is and her place in the world. Sister Act I do like a lot, and I'm gonna say I think I like it a little bit less. I think I like it a little bit less than Carrie maybe, but let's see if it can claw back and fight back. Because I do think it's a very important moment for Dolores, and this moment where she's kind of choosing between two paths. She can go back to the life she led, or stick with her sisters in this big old sister act. That's the song and how it goes. And it's nice and it's sweet, and it's a very important moment, but for me personally, I do think this is a win for Carrie. Next up, two very different songs. We have Why Am I So Single from Why Am I So Single, and Next to Normal from Next to Normal. Again, we've got like a number that comes towards the start of the show. This is Why Am I Single's, well, it's kind of their opening number. They have a prologue before, but this is their opening number, really. And also their title number. And it's so fun. Oh my god. I think what this song does so well is set up the style of Why Am I So Single. I think all of what the show is like and the tone that they're trying to set is so perfectly set up with this song, which I think is also what makes it a great opening number as well. And you'll see throughout this list, we do have a lot of title numbers that are just opening numbers, like In the Heights pops up later. We got quite a few. A 9 to 5 as well comes up later. So many that are just opening numbers, which I think also helps with iconography and all of that jazz. A different opening number, but not a title number. And I love it a lot. I love it a lot. The moments where, like, the plants and the furniture comes out, they're like, no, we're saving that till later. Go off stage now. It's so charming. It's so fun. It's a bop as well. I'm like, hell yeah. Hell yeah. It's lovely. Next to Normal is very different. It's very different. It's hard to even compare these two, because Next to Normal is it's a realization moment. This mother and daughter reflecting on their relationship, addressing where things have gone wrong, owning up to that. It's a very important moment for Next to Normal, and it's kind of like a mission statement for the whole show. Again, big old tick next to it for that. And I feel like I kind of want to push it more forward for that, because I think it really does push forward that idea. But I do think Why Am I Single, for me personally, is the song that I like more, just because of the style and the upbeat nature of it. But when you're watching Next to Normal within Next to Normal, I feel like that is a really strong moment. I'm just gonna pick. And right now, my gut is telling me Next to Normal, but I do love Why Am I Single as well. I do feel like that's probably the song I like more, but I feel like just a couple of different factors are telling me Next to Normal is the right way to go here. Next up, we have Mamma and Into the Woods. So the thing about jukebox musicals is that they almost all have title numbers, and some of them have really bad title numbers. Sometimes you look at the title number from a jukebox musical and you go, you chose this one? Why did you choose this one? Why on earth would you ever choose this one? And then sometimes, like Mamma Mia, you're like, I see it. Because it's all about relationships. The whole show is very much centered on a mother-daughter relationship as well. Big, flashy. Love that. And I'm sorry, anyone who's going to try and argue that Mamma Mia is a bad song, get out. Get out. Go away. That is ABBA. That is ABBA. And you do not put disrespect on ABBA right now, okay? I think in terms of iconography, I think it definitely gets a big old tick. But where I'm less sold on it as a title number is maybe its impact on the musical as a whole. I think it's a big turning point, and I think it's a great moment within the show, as it's kind of that moment where Donna realizes that all of the dads are there, and basically just goes, oh shit, here's an ABBA song. I think it's fun, I think it's well staged, but it's up against Into the Woods. Into the Woods. How long is Into the Woods? I want to say like 8 minutes long, as you get introduced to all of these characters, and you hear the whole mission statement of the show, which is going into the woods. They're literally singing their mission statements. They're gonna sell a cow and go to the ball or whatever. I don't know. They're singing it, and like there's ups and downs in it. There's so much intrigue and drama. It sets up the whole show. It's a 6-part mini opera. And how could you ever forget greens? Greens are nothing but greens, parsleys, peppers, cabbages, and celery. The witch's rap is like an extravaganza by itself. It's a Sondheim epic, you know? It's just so many layers. Every single bit feels so unique, but all coming together as this big whole, giving you a great introduction to this fairy tale world. While I think Mamma Mia is like more of a bop, just because it's ABBA, I do think this is an Into the Woods win here. Next up, okay, I like this pairing. It's 2 British musicals. We have Six and Ride. Ride doesn't get to go on to many of these lists, so I'm a bit sad that I think it might get knocked out quite early here. Let's start with Six then. Let's start with Six, because I feel like if you're wanting to look to a song that is a mission statement for the whole show, it's Six, you know? These queens coming together and rewriting their stories, finally getting to take it outside the narrative of history. I really like it. It's really sweet. I think it's what the whole show is basically building towards in Six. It's a great finale moment. But then there's also Ride, which I really like as well. Again, we keep getting these songs that like come towards the end of the show versus songs that are like right at the start of the show. And Ride in Ride, the musical, is basically Annie Londonderry singing about how much she loves the bicycle, the freedom she feels, and the joy that it brings, and the voices that she hears from people outside of her bubble, and like those judgy people looking down on her. But no, she's got to ride, baby. She's gonna ride. She's gonna leave the past behind her. It's a great song. It's a fun song. I wish it could go further. I really do. But I feel like when I'm speaking about these and when I'm thinking about title numbers, I think it does have to go to 6 here, which it hurts, because I want to see Ride go further. Ride needs to win a versus bracket one of these days. Okay, next up, we have Legally Blonde and Cabaret. So Cabaret, as a song, has won a versus bracket before. It's already won, so you know it's a contender. I think this won 11 o'clock numbers or something like that. I think it did win 11 o'clock numbers. I can't remember. My brain tired and not working. But it won something. So, yeah. And obviously, with Legally Blonde, we can't go for Legally Blonde Remix, because that's not a title number, because the word remix is in there. And that breaks my rules for this bracket, and I'm being pedantic about it. So, we have to go for the slower one. We have to go for the sad version of Legally Blonde. Elwood's moment where she realizes that all of her success has come from a man who has only boosted her up for his own gain. And Elle decides, instead of fighting back against that, she has to go back. There's not a place for her here. And there's so many layers to it as well. You have Emmett coming in, and that duet that happens. If you're watching the Broadway version, behind a door, and then they got rid of the door in the staging for the UK version, so they rewrote the lyrics. And then I like that. I don't know if you guys know this, but basically they cut the door, right, in the UK version of Legally Blonde. So Emmett, during that song in the UK version, and like I think maybe the tour version in America, I don't know. And we're going to find out if we're sticking to that, if we're sticking to this version for the new UK tour that's coming next year. But they rewrote the lyrics so that in that moment in Legally Blonde, Emmett ends up telling Elle about his crush on her. So it changes so much just because they cut a door, just because they cut one prop. Everything changes. Everything's out the window. Everything's out the door, and the door's out as well. It's so heartbreaking. It's a gorgeous song. A really tough moment to sit through. And then you get the belt at the end, that power moment. It builds and builds and builds until the emotion is too much and she ends on like a quieter moment. Building Some Girls Were Just Meant to Smile. And it's like ends lower and more reserved, and it's like, no! You see this person who's like built her confidence so much through this musical just completely smashed. Ah, it's so good. And I haven't even spoken about Cabaret yet. I haven't even spoken about Cabaret yet. Oh my god, Cabaret is one of those songs that just grounds me, floors me every time. Especially because I recently rewatched Cabaret with Eva Nobazada, and when I tell you that Eva Nobazada is one of, if not the best Sally Bowles I have ever seen. Actually, no, I'm gonna crown her. She is the best Sally Bowles I've ever seen. Oh, it's just such a good song. It's so good. The way it builds and the way that it reflects on Sally's own position here. You see that moment where she decides to do what she's going to do in the next scenes. What she would rather do. She doesn't want to run away from this life. She wants to stay here. And that is, at the end of the day, going to damn her. But that is who Sally Bowles is. This is so hard. Because I want to push forward Legally Blonde. I really do. I really do. Because this is a fight that should be much further into the bracket. I want to push Legally Blonde forward because Cabaret's had its moment. You know? Cabaret has had its moment. It's had its time in the spotlight. The spotlight in the middle of the stage, and then she, like, falls down the trap hole in the current West End version. But anyway, like, it's had its moment. It's had its moment. You had your chance at the battalion, and you've won. You've won, Jane. You took the money. Go away. But I can't deny that Cabaret is really, really good. That is, like, one of the best title numbers. Would y'all be mad if I sent through Legally Blonde just because Cabaret's already had its flowers? And this is a difficult decision where I'm going to have to make an arbitrary choice either way? Yeah, I'm going to hope you're not mad. I'm choosing Legally Blonde. Well, it probably should be Cabaret. And I'll tell you that right now. I'm going to give it to Legally Blonde because I feel like it deserves a chance to go through. And it will probably not go to finale, but hey, maybe there's a chance. Maybe there's a chance. That was really difficult. Let's hope the next one isn't difficult. Oh, it's not difficult at all. Next up, we have Guys and Dolls from Guys and Dolls and Sound of Music from Sound of Music. Who would have guessed? Ah, two old school ones. Now, Guys and Dolls from Guys and Dolls is a cute song, but I'm going to say it's one of the title numbers on here that doesn't really live up to the show that it's in, right? You know, some of these other ones, they're big realization moments. They're like big heavy hitters. Who goes away and says, yeah, Guys and Dolls is my favourite song from Guys and Dolls? Normally when you say Guys and Dolls to people, they start singing the parody song from The Simpsons instead of the actual song in Guys and Dolls called Guys and Dolls. I feel like Guys and Dolls, they're just a bunch of crazy guys and dolls. It's more iconic than the actual song in Guys and Dolls that's called Guys and Dolls. So I think whatever was up against Guys and Dolls here, it was going to have an easy run. And it's up against Sound of Music, which... this is like Coughing Baby versus Hydrogen Bomb, you know? That's a clear winner here. It's something very clearly going to take over here. Because Sound of Music is absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful melody. Oh my god, it's just stunning. And Guys and Dolls is fun, right? I enjoy the song Guys and Dolls. But... Can you argue a case for it? I'd love to see someone argue its case. I would love to. I'd love to. And I would hear you out with open ears. I'll turn them towards you to hear and listen. Because I do like the song. But it's up against the Sound of Music. I think there's a very clear winner here. I don't think we need to fight this anymore. Next round. Next up, we have Oklahoma versus The Little Big Things. Okay, I will say, like, straight up, neither of these songs are, like, ones that I, like, love. I like Oklahoma. It's fun. It's nice. It's like that classic, old-school musical theatre. Very catchy. You're Doing Fine, Oklahoma. Lovely song. I'd say very similar things about The Little Big Things as well. It's a nice number that sums up that show. Big old, feel good, everything's ended up going well. Hooray! Championing disability, woohoo! So I think for this one, I'm gonna have to lean up onto the title number of it all. Which one says more about the show? What am I feeling here? And I do feel like in this fight, it would probably be Oklahoma. I think that song has a lot of prestige around it. I think a lot of people love it. I also just want some more old school musicals in the next round because I realize that I put a lot of like newer shows onto these lists, and like that's just because like when I've seen musicals, that's like sometimes the older things aren't revived, and I don't see them, and I don't know them well enough to put them on the list and to give them a proper fight. But you know, I want some more representation for these older shows. While I think both of these numbers work well as title numbers, I would give this one to Oklahoma at the end of the day. Final one for this side of the bracket, we have Maybe Happy Ending versus Sunset Boulevard. we've got the 2025 Best Musical winner at the Tonys and the 2025 Best Revival winner at the Tonys. Look at this. This was not planned. This was random. I wish I could have planned it, because this would have been really fun. So what's going to win when it comes to title numbers? Because Main Happy Ending, I love it. I love it so much. Oh, I am itching to watch a full production of it. I'm itching for it. Bring it over to the UK. Give me it. And then there's Sunset Boulevard, which, like, the material wasn't selling itself to me too much, but, like, I love that Jamie Lloyd production. I was like, oh, that's really fun. And, that is the number that they walked around the entire building for. And it was very impressive. You have to admit, it was extremely impressive. He did a big walk, and I clapped. So, let's look at these title numbers. Maybe Happy Ending. Oh, gorgeous title number. Stunning title number. Beautiful duet. This lovely moment. So heartbreaking. And then there's Sunset Boulevard as well, which is like this big bang to the start Act 2. If I could see maybe Happy Ending more in context, if I watched the whole show again live, because I absolutely haven't seen any kind of bootlegs or anything. No, why would you say that? Slime tutorial? What's that? Never heard of it. But if I could see it live, maybe I'd be more willing to send it through to the next round. But I think I am gonna go with Sunset Boulevard. I think I am, and I'm gonna regret that decision. Once I've seen a full production of Merry Happy Ending, I'm gonna regret that decision. I'm gonna regret it so much. I'm gonna be so sad. I'm gonna be like, past Ellie, what have you done? But I'm gonna go with Sunny Booths, Sunset Boulevard. Other side of the bracket, we have everybody's talking about Jamie from I don't know what it's from. I could hazard a guess. And we have, okay, I almost ruled against this one. I almost did, okay? But they changed the title of the show when they went to Broadway, and therefore this then became a title number. And I know it's not going to go to next round. And I know I probably could have replaced it with a better title number. But come on. I couldn't do it without giving us Your Bad Cinderella. I couldn't do this list without it. Oh, I have trauma from Bad Cinderella. I have so much trauma. I think we all do. From Angelo Weber's Cinderella, which was then called Bad Cinderella, therefore allowing this to be on the list. And I was quite happy for Jamie with this pairing, because I don't think Jamie is a song that's going to go much further than this, because I think when it comes to title numbers, it's okay. It's nice. I like it. It's a big old Act 2 opener, big group number, very fun, very dancey, very, very catchy, a lovely number. And then there's Bad Cinderella. Which, I mean, no, I can't say that. No. Do I say it? Okay, Bad Cinderella fans, please forgive me for what I'm about to say. But I guess the title number is very fitting, because it's bad. No, I'm so sorry. Okay, but anyway, I'll give it some credit. It's been well performed. And I guess it does tell you a lot about that character. I'm scraping the bottom of the barrel. And I mean, it could be catchy. I heard people singing it, so some people found it catchy. But I think you know what I'm sending through. I think you know what's going to next round. I think you can tell. I think you could tell. Okay, next up, we have another jukebox musical. I went for a rogue choice. I could have picked any jukebox musical. I chose Standing at the Sky's Edge, just because I really like that Act 2 opening number, versus 9 to 5. Okay. Listen, when we're speaking about iconography, you cannot argue that 9 to 5 is not iconic. Even within the musical itself, stunning, amazing. Bop. Whenever I have, plastic nails on, I always do that, because it's so fun. Ow, that hurt. Because I'm not wearing plastic nails right now. I need to paint them. Okay, let's speak about both of these. 9 to 5, love that. Love it. Love it so much. Great introduction to all these characters. You have Dolly Parton on the screen going, here's this character. That's the one I played from the film. And who doesn't love Dolly Parton? What an absolute icon. National treasure. It's nice. It's sweet. I think it does say a lot about the musical. But again, I think Sometimes we have a struggle with these songs that are put into the musicals, like a 9 to 5, despite the fact that's not a jukebox musical. This is the only song that's taken from, like, the film and not written for the musical. But Silent Sky's Edges is that, like, sometimes they don't always, like, have the biggest impact. Like, they're big songs, but they're not always, like, huge moments where everything changes, but they're iconic because of the weight that they carry. And I like Standing at the Sky's Edge. I really do. I think it's a gorgeous number. The smoke just piling onto that stage, and them all, like, standing almost in silhouettes. The song is really, really powerful as well, and, like, slow and methodical. Gorgeous, gorgeous. But I think here for this fight, I just have to pick for iconography. When these are quite an even match, I'm going to go with 9 to 5. Next up. Okay. We have 42nd Street. The, like, 7, 8, 25 minutes mini opera, stunning sequence, ups and downs going through this show and this showcase. A huge moment in the show. What the entire thing is building towards. Versus Sunday in the Park with George. A little bit more of a smaller number. Sometimes does like a title number very much towards the start of his musicals. And Sunday in the Park with George is stunning. I like this song a lot. I like this one a lot. It's very, very good. That glimpse into that relationship, telling you so much, not even just about Dot, but also George as well. Having to perform it so still as well, because she's being painted, and every time she even does like a slight movement, George yells at her. There's so many great moments in the song. The pace of the song, oh, it's so difficult, but it's so gorgeous. It's such a good song, and it seems like it wouldn't be one to go very far on this list, but I feel like it could. If there's anything that can beat 42nd Street, it is this. Because that is an epic. That goes on to so many different heights and layers. I love it a lot. The tap dancing in it all. It is what 42nd Street is building towards. So am I going to go for the big scale or the small scale? That's kind of my choice here. And I feel like they both work as total numbers. I feel like they're both very, very strong for very different reasons as well. So I'm just going to have to go for which one I like more, which I do feel would be Sunday in the Park with George. Which is a difficult choice. It's a difficult choice. 42nd Street deserves to go much further than this, but I'm going to give it to Sunday in the Park with George. Next up, we have Starlight Express from Starlight Express. Please answer me, yes. Versus Rent. I like Rent as a song. Is it the strongest song in Rent? No. It's like the first, like, big blast of song. It's like the first, like, bam! We're now in Rent. You're in Rent now. It's Rent! The scientific term, of course. You get all these different voices. You hear from Roger and Mark in the apartment. You go down to the streets where Collins has just been beaten. You hear Joanne on the phone to Maureen. You get introduced to so many of these different characters and people you're hearing in the background, people you're soon going to be introduced to. Oh, I love it. It's a lot. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. And honestly, they say Rent so much in that song that it kind of affirms it as a title number very, very well. Yes. Versus Starlight Express, a gorgeous ballad, if I do say so myself. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of Starlight Express. I enjoyed it. I liked it. I thought it was good. I thought the actual, like, production value was stronger than the show itself. And honestly, I feel like even the creatives of the show would agree with me there. But, you know, it's nice. It's nice. And it's a show that, like, if I was younger, I probably would have been more obsessed with. But yeah, that's kind of what it's there for, you know? It's for a younger crowd. And the older people can enjoy it. Older people can appreciate it, but it's there. It's a musical about singing trains. You know who it's been written for. But Starlight Express is gorgeous. Like, I can't really massively fault it. If I ever do a sequel to 11 o'clock numbers, this is going straight onto that list. Honestly, I've never done a repeat versus bracket before. Do you want to see a repeat versus bracket? Do you want to see another one? Like, me go back to the same topic? I never know if I want to. Anyway. But in this fight, I think they were matched. Like, I know I probably should pick Rand, but I honestly want to congratulate Starlight Express, because I like that number a lot. It's a lovely ballad. It's a great moment. I think it is a great title number as well. They both say their name as much as each other, probably. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Starlight Express. Next up, In the Heights versus Phantom of the Opera. I like In the Heights a lot more. I'll tell you that right now. From the get-go, I like In the Heights a lot more. So when one is winning as a favorite, it's going to be In the Heights. But on the other hand, you can't deny how strong the Phantom of the Opera is as a title number, especially because I think a lot of these title numbers, you're trying to judge them a bit on like, okay, are they one of the most popular songs from the show? When you think of the show, are you thinking of the title number? Because I can say for a lot of these, they're not. Like, I mean, I'll even name some ones that managed to get through the second round. Next to Normal, I don't think when you mention Next to Normal, that song is one of the first that you think about. Legally Blonde, I think you think of the remix first. Whereas Phantom of the Opera, I feel like, is one of those shows and one of those title numbers where you think of that one first. You think of that gorgeous operatic melody and going into the sewers and the smoke on the stage and the candles and the boat ride. I think you really do think of that. So I have to give Phantom of the Opera credit here. And I think that may tip it over the edge, but In the Heights, I love that song a lot. I love the introductions. I love how it really platforms Usnavi as well. So fun. So many different elements. The rap in there as well. Tough. I want to give it to In the Heights. But, you know, speaking about both of them, I think I do have to give this one to Phantom of the Opera. I can't believe how many Angela Bowen musicals have made it through to the next round, beating out some of my favourites. Like, it beat Maybe Happy Ending, Rent... Bad Cinderella's the only one who didn't make it through. Next up, we have Anything Goes versus Little Shop of Horrors. Oh, as much as I love Little Shop of Horrors, come on, it's Anything Goes, isn't it? Like, big, flashy, spectacle. When you think of Anything Goes, you start humming bum 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 ba dum ba bum. I love Little Shop of Horrors as well. It's very doo-wop, very funky, immediately of that era as well. Oh, so good, but, it's Anything Goes. Easy slam dunk, throw the basket into the hoop, Kobe, you know? I don't know if you can hear the work they are now doing outside my house. I'm trying to record a video and find out what the best title number from a musical is. Do you not have any respect? Okay, we've got two more for round one. Next up, we have the prologue to Ragtime, which is often referred to as Prologue Ragtime. I'm allowing it because the main title of the song is Ragtime, so fine. And we have Fame, a very, very iconic title number. You're going to remember her name, and I remember her name, and I remember Fame, because Fame is a great title number. It's like, if you say Fame, that's like the only song that you think about. Like, if you name Fame, even people who've never seen Fame know Fame. It's one of those ones that, like, went outside of Fame, but Fame was also, like, a TV show as well, and, like, the TV show and the musical are completely different. But people know Irene Cara, you know? But it's up against Ragtime. And, oh boy, what a title number. In a very similar way to Into the Woods and In the Heights, it's this huge number that sets up so many different things. And it has so many moments within that title number that are just so shocking and set up so much within that musical. And I love the melody of it. And it's so methodical in the way it moves. It feels like it's just slowly approaching. Bum ba dun 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 bum ba 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 bum. It builds and builds. Oh my god, it's just so stunning. Ragtime is a musical that I know so little about, but everything I hear from it, I am floored, I am stunned, and I am begging for a new production over here. If I could go to New York right now, Ragtime is on the list. Ragtime is on the list. I really, really wish I could see a production of it because I want to know more about it. It sounds so good. It sounds so good. So what's going to win out for me? The really iconic title number or the title number that has slowly but surely won me over? I can't believe it. But because I beat out one of my favourites in the round between In the Heights and Phantom of the Opera, I feel like I deserve this, actually. I deserve to allow Ragtime to go through. Even though I feel like Fame definitely deserves it, Ragtime deserves it too. What a stunning title number. And again, if we do another opening numbers bracket, if I do that one again, that could be a winner contender. I'm telling you that now. And the final one for round one, we have Beauty and the Beast versus Hello, Dolly. Oh, this is rude and unfair and I hate everything. Why is this first round so difficult? Okay, Beauty and the Beast, gorgeous, stunning. One of the best Disney songs of all time. I'll argue that. I'll argue that to my last breath. Especially like Angela Lansbury singing it. So beautiful. And Hello Dolly as well. A gorgeous, gorgeous song. This is a really tough fight, actually, because I like both of these for very similar reasons. I think both are very important within their musicals. Both very much deserving of being title numbers. I feel like it's going to be iconography that's going to win it out. Both are very iconic, but I'm going to say Beauty and the Beast for this one. I'm going to say Beauty and the Beast. But we have gone through the first round. It's always the longest round. And now we can head into round 2, 3 onwards. Speed run through, quick gut decisions, and find my winner. Carrie versus Next to Normal. I love both of these. I love Next to Normal a lot, but actually I do feel like my winner here would be Carrie. A great number, a great introduction to her. Very, very, very strong. Into the Woods versus Six. While I love Six a lot, I feel like the elements to Into the Woods and the way that builds is what is telling my heart to send it through to next round. Legally Blonde vs. Sound of Music. If this was the remix, I think it would have a better chance. I love Legally Blonde. Honestly, I do even feel like Cabaret would have had a tough time winning this one. So it's not even a case of like, I think that Legally Blonde getting the chance to go through is going to get knocked out here no matter what. Whereas Cabaret would have gone further. No, I think Cabaret would have struggled here too. It's difficult because I don't have as much love for Sound of Music as some other shows. I don't know it as well as some of the other shows on this list. And I don't know it as well as Legally Blonde, one of my favourite musicals. While I think Sound of Music is more iconic, I'm going to use the argument of placement in the musical and importance for the show as a whole, and I'm going to give it to Legally Blonde, which may be the wrong decision, but snap decisions! I have to make snap decisions, and the snap decision has been made. Oklahoma versus Sunset Boulevard? See, do I like Sunset Boulevard, the song, or do I just like how Tom Francis walked around the building? These are the real questions. I think Oklahoma is fun. I think it's a nice number, but I'm going to say Sunset Boulevard. I'm going to say Sunset Boulevard has a stronger placement within that show. Everyone's talking about Jamie versus 9 to 5. I mean, look, which one's more iconic? It's 9 to 5. I think 9 to 5 is a great title number. I think it's a great song. I'm not sure if it's going to get much further than this, but I'm going to give it to 9 to 5 here. Sunday in the Park with George versus Starlight Express. I mean, hands down, the better song is Sunday in the Park with George. But I do think Starlight Express within the musical is maybe a stronger title number. So because of that they win on one factor and win on another, so they're very evenly balanced. I feel like it should be Sunday in the Park with George. Let's go with Sunday in the Park with George. Phantom of the Opera versus Anything Goes. You could not have a less well-matched pairing. Very, very different. And honestly, both extremely strong, finale-worthy pairing. I think you could make a very strong argument for either of them, honestly. They're both very iconic. They're both well-beloved. I think they both have a strong impact on the show, or like a very equal impact on the show. So I guess it's my favourite I've got to send through, which I think would be Anything Goes here. Phantom of the Opera definitely deserves to go much further than that. But honestly, this like end section of the bracket here, so tough. Like In the Heights, Phantom, Anything Goes, Little Shop of Horrors, Ragtime, Fame, Beauty and the Beast, Hello Dolly. Like those 9, a really difficult set that all just kind of culminated together. Finally, for round 2, we have Ragtime versus Beauty and the Beast. Difficult. Because Beauty and the Beast is definitely the more iconic one. Way more iconic than the title number of Ragtime. And I do feel like we have some other musicals on this list, some other title numbers that do very similar things to Ragtime. I like the Song of Ragtime more, but also I like its moments. It's a long song, and like there's moments within it I like more. Whereas I think Beauty and the Beast being a shorter song, I like all of it a bit more. But we're thinking about title numbers here, we're thinking about iconography, we're thinking about how they reflect on the story of the musical as a whole. I think it does have to be Beauty and the Beast, as much as I would love to see Ragtime go further. Round 3. Carrie vs. Into the Woods. I'm going to go with the Sondheim Spectacular. I love Carrie, and I'm really glad it's got this far. But I can't deny that Into the Woods deserves to go to next round. What a stunning song. Legally Blonde, Sunset Boulevard. Do I just like Sunset Boulevard because it's nice to see Tom Francis walk around the building? These are the real questions that I'm having to answer if I send Sunset Boulevard through further. And I like Legally Blonde a lot. I really do. Is it deserving going here? I don't know. I don't know anything. And I have to make a snap decision. I have to decide it. I have to decide it now. I've spent too long whittling on, rambling on. And I just need to make a choice. And my choice right now, I think, would be Legally Blonde. That might be wrong. I don't know. I'm gonna go with that. 9 to 5, Sunday in the Park with George. I mean, obviously 9 to 5 is more iconic, but when I'm thinking about title numbers, when I think about reflections of character, and when I'm thinking about that and that, I like Sunday in the Park with George a lot. We could end up with a double Sondheim finale, which I don't think has ever happened before, which I'd be up for. I don't think you can deny how iconic 9 to 5 is, but in this instance, I would go with Sunday in the Park with George. Ooh, this is not a top 4 I was expecting at all. I think I've had some difficult decisions going on here. Next up, final for this round, we have Anything Goes and Beauty and the Beast. I don't know. I've made snap decisions here, and I don't know if I agree with any of these snap decisions. Can I refilm it? Can I cut all of that? No, I've got to keep going. Okay, both iconic. Both probably the most popular songs from their respective musicals. Both songs that I feel like if they go through will go to finale. So I just got to pick which one I like more, which I think would be Anything Goes. I think it would be Anything Goes. I love a classic. Okay, semi-final. This is not what I expected at all. I expected Cabaret here. I expected Sound of Music here. I expected, like, Ragtime maybe, and Fame. Like, a lot of my favourites got knocked out very early, like an In the Heights. Oh, okay. Let's see. In a matchup between Into the Woods and Legally Blonde, I think my winner is very, very clear for me. I love both of these numbers, but the one that comes out on top for me personally is Into the Woods, which I do think goes straight into the finale. I don't think there are many other songs that set up a whole musical as well as Into the Woods does, and it needs a lot of time to do that. But all of those elements work so well in probably one of his most commercial shows. Like, it's gorgeous, it's stunning, it's amazing, and he's a genius. And on the other side, I think in this fight between Sunday in the Park with George and Anything Goes, I think this is where Sondheim doesn't come through. We're not going to have a Sondheim finale. I know, shock horror. I do think Anything Goes would go through to my finale, which lines up our final pairings quite well. Before we go into the finale for my favourite title number, let's first do our third place game between Legally Blonde and Sunday in the Park with George. I cannot believe this. I think Sunday in the Park with George has had a really easy fight. Like, that section of the bracket was really easy, and then everything else was, like, the most difficult fights I've ever had to do early into rounds. Whereas Sunday in the Park with George just kind of had, like, an easy trajectory in. Like, a song that's really, really good. Like, do not get it twisted. Don't for 1 second think I am slating this song. I just didn't expect it to come this far. Versus Legally Blonde, a beautiful ballad, which, again, is not a song that I'm normally, like, infatuated with. But when I'm thinking about it, when I'm thinking about its placement in the musical, when I'm thinking about how well it sets everything up, it's a gorgeous number. I think my third place winner here would be Legally Blonde. And I'll tell you right now, I feel like Cabaret would have had a very similar placement, so whichever one I sent through would have been fine. But we come to our finale. A finale which I'm very happy with. I could see these two coming neck and neck together in a finale. We have Into the Woods versus Anything Goes. Two stunning title numbers. It's been a tough fight. It's been a lot of arbitrary decisions because I'm having to decide which wins in songs that are very different to each other. But I've got to make a decision. Into the Woods, stunning, amazing, spectacular, great setup. It makes you fall in love with all those characters immediately. Anything Goes, big, flashy spectacle. And I think sums up that musical very well in the style it's in. We've had very few old school winners for these versus brackets. Can this be one of the ones to claim it for the oldies but the goodies? And I feel like in this particular fight, on this particular day, I would give the win to Anything Goes. A really tough decision. A really tough decision. I could change my mind. And I'm thinking about changing my mind, but I'm not, because I'm not allowed to. I have to go with my gut, and that's what my gut is telling me. When I think of title numbers, when I think of spectacle and when I think about reflecting the show that they're in and iconography and everything, I think Anything Goes is one of the most, if not the most, iconic title numbers of all time, and one of my absolute favourite musical theatre songs. So that's what is going to win for me. But there you go. That's my bracket. Are you as shocked as me by what's gone down here? Because I am. Let me know what you would choose as your winner in the comments. If you want to do the whole bracket by yourself, please feel free. Honestly, there's some of my favourite comments. Just watch and see how different people choose and play through the brackets. It's so much fun. It's so much fun. And I think it just shows you how subjective these things are. Let me know all your thoughts on this bracket and any future brackets you'd like to see in the comments down below. This bracket idea literally came from the comments, so yours could be next. If you did enjoy this video, please consider hitting like and subscribe. It really helps me, it helps the channel. Here's some links to some other videos on screen right now, and a link to my Instagram. You'd like to drop me a follow over there. And a huge thank you to all of our channel members whose lovely names are on the screen right now. Look at all of them. They help me out so much. But that's it for me today, and I'll hopefully see you next time. Bye!